Inviting somebody to your house for dinner is always a blessing. You invite them because simply you want them to come into your home, to cross the threshold, and for you to welcome them as a guest. This weekend in the gospel, Jesus invites people. He speaks about invitations. He says, when you have a dinner party, invite the lame, the crippled, the sick, the blind. I mean, a lot of us, when we have people to our house, sometimes it's really what's in it for me. I like this person. I want to get to know this person, so I invite them into my house. But sometimes if we had a really authentic dinner, it wouldn't be so much what I can get from this person, but what I can offer to them. The Christian home is to be a domestic church. It's supposed to be a place unto God, a place where the atmosphere is palpably Christian, where there's images on the wall, where there's a prayer said before the meal, where there's joy and grace and fun shared not so much in an overly religious manner, but in a situation in which people are welcomed. But the paradox of all this is, yes, I want to invite people so I get something from that. But look at how Christ invites us to the Eucharistic table. He invites us through the threshold to the sacrament of baptism into his church. He's always inviting us. And it's not so much what Christ gets from us, but what we receive from the host. Jesus is the host in two manners. The one offering, and he is the one who is offered. Three things to think about this week as you sort of live out your faith. Number one, when you invite people into your heart, do you invite them because this is somebody that you want to get something from? They're the attractive person. They're the person that you look up to. Or do you invite the blind and the lame and the crippled? In other words, inviting them into the heart, the table of your heart. Secondly, is to realize that we approach the Eucharistic table not because we are holier than thou. We approach actually because we are the blind, the lame, and the crippled. And we come to that Eucharistic host, Jesus Christ, to be fed from the table. And the third thing to think about is when receiving this grace of the invitation from Christ, receiving the Eucharist, when we go home, we have to, and somehow, invite people to that experience of Christ, inviting the lame, the crippled, the blind. Some of those folks really, in a funny way, they're kind of in our own home. We know our loved ones, and we know their brokenness and their weaknesses. And so we have to use the grace of the Eucharist that we receive at Sunday Mass and bring that home to them. Let them encounter Christ in the domestic church through us. Let Christ feed them, if you will, through my love for them. We celebrate this Mass this week. Just prepare your heart. Lord, who is it that I need to invite into my heart? Whether I'm inviting them into my domestic church literally, or whether I'm inviting them into my heart as I approach the Eucharistic table and I ask the Lord to feed them through my heart. Remember, it's more than a sermon. It's more than a thought. This is the reality of Jesus Christ. Have a great week.